Okay, so what we don't want to do is rush. If we rush to the door when this is going on, that's going to make him more animated. And so I'm going to walk very casually. So my rule would be when I come to the door, he either has to be on this side of your couch, the back of your couch, or over here. I'm going to imagine there's a line here. I'm going to use this temporarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. And then I'm going to walk towards him using that third consequence. I call this reverse herding. There we go. So I'm not going to let him cross this line. Once he's stationary and looking at me, now if he tries to go on me, I have to beat him to the punch. So once he's stationary, then I take one step backwards, left, right foot only, and I stop and I read him. If he stays in place, I take another step backwards. Again, left, right only. When I get to the door, I want to break down answering the door in individual steps. So once he crosses it, I rush at him and I don't stop until he gets across the line. You might actually want to put down masking tape temporarily so you know exactly where the line is. That was a bad on me. I moved back when he wasn't looking. And never move back if he's moving forward. That's inviting him forward. So he's at the line right now. So the next step is I want to break down answering the door in individual steps. So this usually precedes the door opening. So he can process that. Now I go to the door now. See how that caused him to come forward? So we want to help him practice each individual step until he can handle it. Then we move to the next step. This is what I call putting the dog in a position to succeed. Now when I open it crack first, and I wait, and does he stay in place? If he stays in place, then I can open it more. Now I'm going to kind of open it, and I'm going to walk in front of it as I open it. Wait for him to look. Then I open it the rest of it. SIT, I can take a big step back, the same thing we did there. Now I go to this door, it's the same thing. Now I open the door and invite my guest in. He is not allowed to interact with the guest until the guest crosses this threshold. Now sometimes you can reach over and poke the dog. I prefer not to do that. I used to do that. Again, I look at that as more dominance theory, so I'm trying to just project my authority. So he's stationary. Now, he moved. So wait for him to be stationary before you take a step back. So then I take a step back, he stays in place, take another step back. I reach over and give my guest a hug or shake hands or whatever it is I want to do. But I'm going to keep my authority pointed at the dog the whole time. If I turn like this, you saw he started to come forward, a lot of times the dog will come straight up and answer go deal with the guest. So the first couple times you're going to do this, you want to answer the door backwards. What I recommend is usually you do this with each other. Don't pull the driveway. Stop 2 or 3 houses away. Text each other so you know what's going on. And door exercise. And then you come up and play the part of a guest. That way you don't have the added pressure of thinking I'm having a guest wait outside.
Well, it's perfect for when you come home from work because he's crazy when you get home from work.
So yeah, it makes it, and then that distance helps him feel a little bit more less intense about things. So again, you might want to put masking tape down or a painter's tape there and here, and then he can go here or there. I would prefer to have him there because this way, if you're here alone and it is a creep, he can be there to help you in 2 seconds. If he's there, he won't be able to see through the wall. Yeah. Oh. So I'm a little bit physical with him for that. Now that was on me because I turned and I wasn't paying attention. So you want to make sure you practice this. But if you have a guest that comes over who's not a dog person, he's not allowed to cross that threshold until your guest crosses over the threshold that way. If your guest comes over who's not a dog person, they don't have to interact with him at all. And that distance helps him keep control. Yeah. All right, so this is how we clean the door.